phone in a different room because the desk that I normally put my phone on is completely full of stuff, so I can't really film there. And so that's also why there's an echo, because this room is mostly empty because we're busy remodeling it. So I hope that's okay. I'll find out in the editing it, and if it's not, I'll probably redo this video. But I hope it's okay. But I apologize just in case. Today I wanna talk about tips for studying when you have dyspraxia. These tips are all from personal experience. I don't speak for everyone who has dyspraxia, but these are just some things that could help you, that you could try out if you struggle. Of course, not every tip will work for everybody. And yeah, not in every situation. One of the most difficult one that you'll come across when studying anything, whether it be high school or university or something else, is you'll have to study an entire book. Like, you need to learn every single thing that's in a book. You need to be able to remember it immediately. Like, you need to be able to say it on the test without any help or whatever. And if you have a bad memory, which you have with dyspraxia, that is difficult. That is really difficult to get something into your long-term memory. Things that were in my long-term memory are also gone now, but I don't know if that would be because of dyspraxia or because of OCD1B. So I'm not, I don't know. But yeah, in order to get something from your short-term memory into your long-term memory, a thing that really helped me with studying and still does is breaking everything that you need to study up in small parts and then studying them one at a time, and also repeat them. So you study one part, and then the next day or next time you study the second part, but right before you start studying the second part, you repeat the part from the first part to get it back into your memory a bit, and you keep doing this. With the third part, you first quickly go over the first and the second part, so you keep adding new stuff but also revising the part that you already learned, and then like a few days before the test, or and however time you schedule this, plan this, I should say, you revise all of it at once, every single bit, and then the parts that you don't know yet or you find difficult, you revise again next time. And then the day of the test, you can quickly go over everything to also get in your short-term memory, but then it's better in your long-term memory than if you were to study everything at once multiple times, probably. At least that's what works for me. A lot of people always say that if you write it down by hand, you'll remember it better because you'll remember what you're writing down. But that's one thing that I wouldn't do, because if you're like me, you probably have to actively think about what you're writing down. So you need to actively think about the movements that you need to make with your hand. And if you are like that, then you'll be so actively busy with how you need to write it down that you won't remember what you wrote down, which defeats the entire purpose and will only make you more tired, which will mean that you don't take in as much as you could otherwise. So instead of doing that, especially with PowerPoints, the teachers make PowerPoints, Norm's probably that you need to write it down yourself. If that is the case, ask the teacher if they can give you the PowerPoints instead, because and then explain why. I was able to get PowerPoints that other students weren't allowed to have, that they had to write down by hand, because I would otherwise be too actively trying to write things down, be too slow with writing it down, so I would miss stuff, but I also would not be able to hear what the teacher said and wouldn't remember anything from that class. So I would just get the PowerPoints and maybe also ask another student classmate if you can copy their notes if needed. That can also help, and you also don't have to write down anything. Just ask a classmate if you can copy their notes. That also works. You can also, this one that I don't need, but I have looked at it as a possibility, is that instead of doing exams and everything on paper, you need to write down everything by hand, that you do it on a laptop. But then you would need to be able to type easier than it would be for you to write with pen. My typing, like how fast I typed, was equal or almost equal to how fast I wrote. So that wouldn't have mattered for me. But it might be something that can be useful for you, that you just use a laptop instead of writing it all down by hand. I do use it now at my university with chemistry. We always have to write down the lab that we need to do, the assignment for that, and it was so much that would just be so tired that I couldn't do anything else. Homework, so I got it so I could do it electronically, and we had to also write it down from our book, like word by word from our book. So it would have been easier to copy the book. And if doing it electronically through computer, I took my iPad to class, is that you take a picture of the book, and then if you do it with Office Lens, it's an app by Microsoft that's free, Office Lens, then you can take a picture of it, and it will be super easy to read, but also it will be automatically saved to your OneDrive or upload to OneNote. And then you can also, in OneNote at least, you can copy text from the picture, so that's super easy in case you need the text somewhere else other than in the picture. Let's see, what other tips can I trying to think of, oh yeah, what also might be nice is if you can arrange for extra time during exams. That was one that I really needed. Not because of that. Well, normally it's because of reasons like you can't read fast enough or anything. But for me, it was more that I couldn't write fast enough within the time. Writing would take up so much time that I wouldn't get done with the test. So if you really struggle with getting tests done on time because you write too slow or you read the questions too slow, something like that, if it's because of your dyspraxia, you might be able to ask for extra time on your tests. It won't be a lot, it will probably be like a half an hour extra or something, but that can really help a lot. And I speak from own experience. I also now have my tests on bigger paper. Like, instead of your standard piece of paper, I have a one size paper bigger, so like two of those together. I know it's called A3 paper in Dutch, but I don't know if that's what's called in English. Maybe I should have looked that up. But yeah, just two of those normal size papers together. That's how big my tests are. It helps because I need to write down on the test paper, and then the bit where you can write down is bigger. So it's easier if you write a little bit bigger than normally, and otherwise wouldn't fit in. But also, if you have trouble with reading, it helps because the letter size is also bigger. So yeah, that might also be a nice thing to look at if that's possible. Let's see. If you struggle with reading, you can also, at least on your laptop, so work on browsers and in Word. I'm not sure where else it works, but at least in browsers and in or at least Google Chrome. I use Google Chrome only, but probably other browsers too. And in Word, you can use Open Dyspraxic, which is a font made for people with dyslexia, so it's easier to read. I use it too, and I like it. It helps me misread way less than before. Didn't do it all that much, but it has helped. So if you have trouble reading, that might also be a nice thing to try out on your own computer. It might be difficult to get it on at school, and it primarily only works on laptops and computers. I haven't been able to figure out how to use it on my mobile phone, but this is a free dyslexic font. There are others out there, but I'm pretty sure you have to pay for them, and I know this one is free, and a lot of people use this one. So yeah. Although if you have to do stuff in a lab, you might be able to make it so you can do some stuff more with machine maybe. Just ask about it. Like I have some adaptions in the stuff that I use at lab. Like instead of using this thing, which you have to use with your hand, like a lot of things at the same time, you need a lot of strength for that as well. I use this thing, which is only pressing buttons, which is super easy. And there are some more stuff like that. I don't know the names of those things in English, so that's why I'm just putting up the pictures. But yeah, just see where your limits are. Try to really plan out your schoolwork so you don't have to do too much at the same time, but spread it out a bit. That can be really helpful. Maybe study with someone. I haven't tried this one yet, but when you study, maybe try saying stuff out loud. I am gonna try that, but people have said that I can probably remember stuff better if I say it and then keep saying it multiple times, because then you really have to think about it as well. So maybe try that, or try studying with someone who then, asks you questions about this stuff that you have to study. That's how I've studied before. So yeah, I hope any of these tips help. That's all I can think of for now. If there is something you want help with, just ask below. Maybe I have a tip that you can try. I'm not saying with certainty, but I'm always willing to see if I can help with anything. Any of us are. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful to anyone. I know we struggle a lot in school, so I'm sure a lot of other dyspraxic people do as well. So hopefully this video was helpful. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload a new video. We upload every Wednesday. If you want to follow us on social media, you can. It's down in the description. And we'll see you all in the next video.